One of the teammates, I think it was Inte, I didn't have anything to do. I got a Starbucks gift card, $30,000. It's an honor. I didn't even think that would be a possibility. It's definitely hot, but I have played in some leagues where it's been extremely hot. There's some minor league levels that you go through in the United States where you're playing all year in down south Georgia, Florida all year, and in June, July, August, it's very, very hot. So I would say so far this is comparable to that. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of honestly like this. You go out to batting practice, there's always a chance of rain. It's really hot, humid, like kind of hard to breathe, you know? And then some nights it's beautiful. So yeah, I would say so far it's been pretty, I mean, at the beginning of the year it was really cold. But then right now, lately, it's definitely been more like how I would think of Florida weather. It's just part of it. You know, I've played for a lot of different teams in a lot of different climates. You know, I've played with teams that are, you know, when I was in Minnesota, it's extremely cold at the beginning of the year and at the end of the year. And then, like I said, I played a lot in coming through the minor league levels where you're in like extremely hot weather. You know, I was in Colorado where it's very cold at the beginning, gets very hot in the summer. You know, I played in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is cold at the beginning of the year, and then, you know, in the summer it's hot. So it's definitely like you're getting all the seasons, you're getting all of the weather, but I've played in it all, so, you know, I'm used to it. Yeah, I just, you know, somebody mentioned it. One of the teammates, I think it was Inte, he was talking about going, and I didn't have anything to do, and I was like, hey, and he offered to drive me. So I was like, yeah, come pick me up from the hotel. And I'll go. And I had a great time. I'm glad I went. I got to see some Korean culture. I got a prize because they actually did. Who came the furthest? Who traveled the furthest to come to the birthday party? Well, technically, you know, I came from America, so I won a prize at the birthday party. So it was cool. I'm glad I went. Be able to support, you know, somebody from the team and see some Korean culture. Yeah, it was very new. I had no idea what even I was doing. I didn't know it was for somebody who was a year old or, you know, younger. I don't know how old. It was for a baby, but it was, like I said, it was very cool. We don't have that in the States. You know, sometimes the mothers will have baby showers, you know, before the baby's born and stuff like that. But to be able to see something like that where everybody's invited, friends, family, all over, and picking the job out of the thing was pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure which one I voted for, but I tried to get something a little different, but it was very cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got a Starbucks gift card, and I drink a ton of coffee, so I think I used that immediately within the first week. I'd used that all up. I'm not sure. Maybe like 30,000, maybe something like that. I can't remember exactly. Exactly, but it was much appreciated. I mean, hopefully they were happy with me coming. You know, at the time my family was not here yet, so I was, you know, by myself. So it was a chance to support somebody on the team, like I said, and I like doing those types of things. If I was in that situation, I would want somebody to come, you know. And I get along with everybody on the team pretty well, so it wasn't like anything like weird for me. And like I said, one of my teammates even offered to drive, so he came over and picked me up and drove me there. So yeah, no, I'm never going to turn down, you know, an invitation like that. Yeah, maybe. Me and my wife talked about it a little bit, how it's like, you know, a tradition. And you know, if I am back here next year and in the summertime, whenever they can come back out and visit me, yeah, I would probably like to try to do something like that, just to maybe get the team involved, get my teammates involved, the staff involved. You know, find a cool place to just have a little way to celebrate the kids, but also I think it's cool, just any kind of excuse to get, you know, friends and family and team together. I love anything like that. There's nothing specific yet. You know, I'm just trying to fit in as much as possible. So, you know, I mean, Seoul is very, you know, comparable to being in other big cities in the United States. I mean, it's comparable to being like in New York City, I would say. So, I mean, nothing's really like too out of the ordinary for me. You know, it's easy for me to find places to eat. Everybody's, you know, real nice. Everybody treats me, you know, real with respect. And so I try to do the same thing. We've tried to do a couple, like, see some things. You know, we've gone up, my family loves going to the Lotte Tower, so they love going up to the top and looking down and taking pictures and all that kind of stuff. I love Korean barbecue now, so I found a place that's like kind of near my hotel that I go to all the time. So I'm kind of like a regular in there, like, oh, Jake, come on, sit down, kind of have my table, and my family goes in there and they love it. So there hasn't been anything like anything really too out of the ordinary yet. Just trying to fit in and just trying to, just make the most of it and have a good time and eat good food and meet a lot of people. A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
What do you mean?
I mean, from the way I think it's just kind of like a culture of the team is to be a hard-nosed team, play the game the right way, I think. I mean, I'm learning it now a little bit. The guys make jokes with me and, they talk about it. But that's how I've always played. If there's one compliment that I ever want to get, it's that I play the game hard. That's all I care about. Obviously, like, I want to put up good numbers and, you want to win awards and you want to do all these things. But if I can have people say, hey, I like the way you play the game. You play the game hard. You give 100%. To me, that's the biggest compliment that anybody could give me. And I've heard that from, my teammates and coaches. So I think I'm doing it the right way. Yeah, like I said, I just that's just how I've always played the game. The guys that I looked up to played the game a certain way. When I was little, Cal Ripken Jr. was played for the Orioles forever, and he holds the consecutive games record. And to me, that was really cool. Like, oh, he went out there and played every day. I watched Pete Rose and Charlie Hustle. Everything was, hard as he can play. Derek Jeter, played in big games, running into the stands and making, big plays and hurting himself and bleeding. And I just like that. I always like that type of, that type of aggression. And I've always been the type too. I'm fidgety. I'm kind of high strung. I've got a lot of energy. So if I'm going to use it, I'm going to use it the right way. And I know everybody doesn't have to be like that. Some people physically might not be able to run to first base hard all the time. And, I might have days where, like, okay, hamstrings, whatever, I might be. But I still believe that you can still fake it, You can still make it to where you're at least playing as hard as you could play that day. And some days I can play really, really, really hard. And some days I can't play as hard, but I'm still playing hard for what my body can do that day. It's just since I was little, you know what I mean? For some reason, I've liked playing like that, and I've just kept doing it as long as I could. And I feel like it's helped me get jobs, and I feel like it's helped me stay in the game for as long as I have. I mean, it's an honor, really. I didn't even think that would be a possibility. I'm a foreign player. I'm not Korean, so I understand that they want, their guys to be a captain. Just be able to communicate with the team, and they know the league, and I don't, as much and everything. But, to be able to hear that, like I said, all I'm trying to do is play hard and be a good example. Baseball is a really hard game. It doesn't always go your way. Most of the time, it doesn't go your way, But but effort is one of those things that you can always control. You can always control effort. So if I'm doing that the right way, and then I'm hearing things like that from the coach and my teammates, it's an honor for me to hear that. Yeah, no, like I said, I'd be honored. I wouldn't really know what to do differently, or if there's anything that they would want me to do differently. If being a captain means that I'm leading by example, I'm going to keep doing that. As long as I have a jersey to play, as long as somebody's still, letting me play the game, I'm going to play it the same way that I always play. So if being a captain means that just keep playing the way that I keep playing, then there's going to be no problem with that, because that's how I've kind of said that I'm going to do it until I can't do it anymore. Not officially, they don't really have captains. Like, there's only a couple teams that really do captains in America, but I've had times before where I've been, say I'm in the minor leagues and I've been in the big leagues for a few years, and then I have to go back down to AAA. And I've had conversations with the coaches about, hey, you're a veteran guy who, is playing the game really hard, and that's very good for the young guys to see. Can you please talk to them whenever you get a chance to do things like that? So I don't think I've officially ever been a captain, but I've had times where, like, I've been expected to kind of be in a leader role. And I like that, like I said, because I I don't think that comes with having to be like a coach. You don't have to be coaching all the time. Show up to the field, ready to play every day, do things the right way, prepare the right way, be a good teammate, cheer my teammates on, play the game hard. I think those are the things that you have to do if you're in that role. I mean, I know like a few things. I know like a couple words. I know like, thank you, hello.
Is it available to say something by Korean?
I know like, thank you to the fans. I know, 감사합니다. I know, like say hello with respect, that kind of thing. But I can't say anything to the fans yet. I'm not good enough for that yet. I don't think. I need Alberto from here. I need him. I know. I think if the team wanted me to come back next year, I would probably take a lot of lessons this offseason so that I could communicate better. I don't know. I don't know. 안녕하세요. 감사합니다. No, I can't. I think I know some other ones that I can't say on camera. That we mess around with in the clubhouse. But that's it, man. I really don't. I'm bad. I know. I need to get better at it. But I don't know much. Okay. Thank you for all the support that you've given me all year. It's really cool to hear people cheering my name in the stands and everything like that, especially in a country that that I'm at for the first time. Just keep supporting, keep cheering hard, and I'm going to keep playing as hard as I can.